Hello, everyone. So, I wanted to share with you the document that I use to track my expenses for my Scentsy business. I've had a few of you reach out to me asking, like, how do I keep track of what I spend or, like, everything of that sort. So I just thought I would come live and share it with you. I did post. Oh, I really should have looked in the mirror before I got on here. I posted this in our star director Lindsay's group. I think it was Lindsay's group, or maybe it was Mariah's. I've shared it in someone's group, and I'm pretty sure it's in the files in our group. If not, I will be checking that after this live to make sure it's in there. And I've had a few of you try to use it, and some of you are getting a little confused, so I thought I'd walk you through kind of how it's set up, how it works, that sort of thing. Just know that this is not my document. I got it from the U.S. Tax Sense. I think there's another word group on Facebook. It is for Scentsy consultants ran by people who are or were Scentsy consultants that are also tax professionals. So if you have actual tax questions, seek out that group because I'm not an expert. I just know how to use the sheet. Okay. With that being said, I'm going to start off by showing you my 2021 document because, well, I just started putting stuff in it, so it doesn't have a whole lot of info on it. And then at the end, I will show you kind of the overall for my 2020, just so that you can kind of see how it does kind of transfer into an overall document. So my numbers will be on there. I'll put the income disclosure into this caption so that you guys will know that. Okay, so let me flip you around. So this is my spreadsheet. It is a Excel sheet, but I turned it into a Google Sheet just because, well, then I can access it literally anywhere. So if I run to the post office or I have a receipt from, say, Dollar Tree, I can literally pull it up on my phone, enter it when I get into my car, and that way I don't forget to do it. Because that was my thing last year. I'd wait till the end of the month to do it, and then I'm pretty sure I probably forgot some receipts. So, hence the Google Sheet. So much easier. If you don't use Google Drive to begin with, you should check it out because it makes life easier. So, this is the first sheet whenever you open up the document. So if you'll look down here at the bottom, you'll see that there are, like, this is your overview, so your totals, and then you have January, February, all the way through the end, and then you could just click over here to see the rest. If you want to do mileage, there is a sheet for that. I don't do a whole lot of drop-off, so I don't really track that. And then I don't know really what this is. So, yeah. Okay, going back. So, the totals sheet has all of the totals from down here, from your individual months, will populate onto this sheet. So depending on your tax professional that you take your stuff to, they may ask you for an overall of your year, and then they may ask you for individual months. Because my husband and I are in a higher bracket than what we normally are this year due to his other businesses, I did have to give him my months just so that we can, like, show, hey, this is kind of how we made the money that we made, sort of thing. But usually, like last year for 2019, I just took the totals. So I think it honestly just depends on overall you're in your household where your income is falling on whether or not you need to take everything. But I don't take him my receipts or anything like that. I put everything into here so he doesn't have to have those receipts. So let's look at January. I do have some things plugged in here, mainly because, well, I just started doing it. So when you open it up, this is what's on the left-hand side. You have the date, the name of the place that you got it from, why you got it. So I mainly just put what I cannot talk, the description is. So, like, the first one is I bought my catalogs and brochures, and then I bought some prizes, I bought a shirt for Scentsy, that sort of thing. And then I have the amount, and then there are categories. So these are drop downs, so when you click on it, you can kind of select which ones you want, or you can start typing in here and it automatically populate. Then over here, it goes by totals. So, like, I have a lot in my advertising because I bought catalogs and such. So, anytime I clicked advertising over here, it took the total that was in this box, added it to this one, and it automatically will keep a running total of that for the month. It will do it for every single one of these. Some of them I won't have things for, like parking only happens when I get to go to events, which is, like, not a thing right now because of COVID. And then, like, meals and entertainment, again, only happen when I go to events. So those will be empty. I don't really have anything to go in there, and that's okay. I could go in and change this name on all my documents if I had another category, but I basically fit them into the categories already existing. And then down here, you put your income. So it's the income for that month. So not what you made in that month. So it's not based off my January sales. It's based on the paycheck I got in January. So it's my December sales for this month. So I put the date, of course the source is Scentsy, and then the amount that I made. And no, there's a bar, so it moves, okay? Also, if you get any incentives, those have to be claimed as income. So if you have a shooting star trainee award, or maybe you earned a trip, maybe you earned a kit, anything of that sort has to be claimed as income because it shows up on your, 1099? So they have to be claimed for that month. Those incentives, the star training one, I usually can catch those and put them in the right month, but most of the time I just wait until it comes on my 1099 and I plug it into that month. So then for February, I haven't filled anything out. So this is what it looks like empty. You can see all my numbers over here are 0. And then once I kind of start putting stuff in over here, it'll show up over there. So going back to January, just so that you can kind of see, here are my totals for this month. So for instance, my postage was $7.46. I must have only mailed one thing that month. So when I go to my total sheet, I can look down here for postage, and it shows right there. You also can see my advertising there, and it will literally take everything from the other page and show it up right here. And then it also will show you an income to expense ratio. I don't know why it says expense or commissions here, to be honest, because my income is my commission, so that part I've never really understood, but it's fine. So then by the end of the year, after you have all of your income up here and all your expenses, you'll get your total. Right now it says I'm red because I'm still adding stuff in there, but it'll have your total of here of how much you actually brought home once your expenses were taken out. So that's the basic one. Now I'm going to show you kind of what it looks like filled out. So again, I will put the income disclosure in here, but just to kind of give you an idea, this has all of my, come on, focus. Okay, maybe I can't point to you. Maybe I got to use my mouse. So it has all my advertising for the whole year in here. It's got my postage, my supplies, everything's listed here. It does give me a grand total of how much I've spent on my expenses, which I spent a lot last year, but I was buying a lot of like catalogs and stuff like that because I was partying a lot last year. Like April, May, because everyone was at home, so I was sending them catalogs. So I did buy a lot of expenses last year. Not as much this year because I don't need to. And then it does give you that breakdown at the top of kind of like, here was your income, and then here is what you brought home. If you do the mileage, it does show up down here of like where you started, where you ended, and then here's the total mileage, and this is how many business miles that you did. And that's pretty much it. So, if you have any questions about them that I haven't covered, let me know. This works really well for me, and I know it works really well for some of my other friends that have small businesses that are similar to ours. They use a similar format to keep track of their things. My accountant actually likes this a lot better because then he doesn't have to like manually figure out based off my papers, like, okay, here's her January through December. Let me add up all these numbers to see what her postage is. It already shows up on this sheet. So he said he did like this format. But again, you do what works best for you. If you are more of a hand copy, paper, receipts, got to have them throughout the entire year. so that I can turn them in, fine, but I just put them in here and then I file them into my filing cabinet because I don't want to look at them. But that is all that I have regarding that. Again, if you have individual questions, you can always comment below. You can message me, whatever works best for you. But just make sure that you are claiming everything. So if you did win an incentive, so if you had Shooting Star or an Essential Level 1, 2, 3, those have to be claimed on your income. And that all shows up on your 1099 as well. So that's all I have. If you have questions, make sure you ask.